Valerie Chang, and this is my presentation on participatory culture. These first two slides will be a summary of the readings and videos, and while I have multiple bullet points, I won't be going over all of them and focus on the ones I feel are most important due to the time. Feel free to read the others as I explain because they are still important. This summary of the assigned readings and videos is solely about the videos. The one point I want to get to on this slide is the first one because it has a lot to do with education and implementing participatory culture in classrooms. The first point is, should a student's first impressions of social media be outside of the classroom? I feel like this is a very valid question to ask because as someone who doesn't have a child, you normally don't ask yourself stuff like this. You don't realize how much dangerous stuff a child can be exposed to on their own when they are exploring social media. So why not have their first time be under the guidance of an adult? In the Henry Jenkins video, we saw that he gave this assignment to his students where they had to basically write a piece of information into Wikipedia and prove that it should stay in Wikipedia, and they had to stick up for themselves basically. And he explained that it made them feel very empowered that their ideas were put into a very famous, popular online resource. And to the next slide, I really wanted to highlight the last point. The last point is a student's imagination when both reading or creating fan fiction is allowed to roam wild and they can learn a bit more about themselves through these stories they're creating. Participatory culture is not a bad thing, and allowing one's imagination to create an identity for themselves that is just for them through fan fiction must feel so empowering. They are allowed to express the identity in the spaces they feel comfortable in, and at one point that identity might start to take over in spaces that exist outside of online spaces. Allowing the youth to express themselves in these ways can help them be more creative in the classroom. And now we are moving on to the next two slides where I will be stating my reactions to the videos and readings we were assigned this week. On the first slide, I am stating my reactions for the videos solely. The bullet point I wanted to discuss for this is the second point, which is Mimi Ito and how she spoke about the role parents have in these online communities their children are involved with it. And I just wanted to state that my reaction is that I agreed with everything she said, basically. A parent being in online communities where their child is dating or flirting is profoundly creepy. This can then be something that is taught in education where children can better understand their privacy while still not putting themselves in dangerous situations. Online communities where flirting is happening can at times become dangerous, so teaching how to handle interactions like this so that your students don't find themselves in these situations can be taught in schools. It would not only help the students keep their privacy, but also their parents not have to worry their child is getting themselves into situations they shouldn't be in because they were taught how to avoid them at school. And in the second slide, this is my reactions to the two readings we had this week. I wanted to focus on my reaction that I had to the Jenkins reading, which is the second bullet point, which is everyone feeling accepted in an online community is spoken about. And I feel like that's incredibly difficult to do because of the fact it's an online community. Not saying it is impossible though. I am currently in online communities where I speak to people who are all across the world, and even from that experience, there have been so many times where there are misunderstandings or someone's feelings get hurt. A lot of the time, the person who is misunderstood or caused the feelings to be hurt is never actually trying to cause harm. Words just come across with no emotion when typed. So making sure everyone is understanding of everyone's opinions and that everyone can be heard is often very difficult. However, I'm still not saying that it isn't possible. It just seems very difficult in my opinion. This is why cultivating and teaching how to create safe online communities should be prioritized over simply just participating. Thank you.